Epigenetics refers to changes in gene expression that are not caused by changes in the underlying DNA sequence. Here are some key points about epigenetics. Epigenetic changes affect how genes are expressed by altering how accessible genes are to being transcribed. This can involve chemical modifications to DNA or associated proteins. Common epigenetic modifications include DNA methylation and histone modification. These can enable or restrict gene transcription. Epigenetic changes are reversible and can be influenced by environmental factors such as diet, stress, and exposure to pollutants. Epigenetic changes can be passed down to future generations. This demonstrates an environmental influence on genes. Epigenetics plays an important role in normal development and health by controlling when and where genes are expressed. Abnormal epigenetic regulation is associated with diseases like cancer, diabetes, neurodegenerative disorders, and autoimmune disorders. Understanding epigenetics has opened up new possibilities for therapies that target gene regulation as opposed to targeting the DNA sequence itself. Epigenetics provides an extra layer of control over our genes and how they are expressed, allowing adaptation to the environment without changes to the genetic code itself. The epigenome is dynamic and can profoundly influence health and disease. Here are some examples of how epigenetics can potentially be used to improve health, exercise capability, and academic performance. Health, diet, and lifestyle changes may reverse epigenetic changes that contribute to disease. For example, studies show folate supplementation can reduce colorectal cancer risk by influencing DNA methylation. Exercise epigenetic modifications may enhance athletic performance. Trained athletes exhibit epigenetic changes that increase expression of genes involved in glucose metabolism and muscle growth. Studying environmental enrichment and learning new skills produce epigenetic changes in the brain that boost memory, focus, and cognition. For example, studying a musical instrument modifies genes involved in brain plasticity. Stress meditation and stress reduction techniques may counteract epigenetic changes caused by chronic stress, reducing risk of associated health problems. Aging, calorie restriction, and fasting trigger epigenetic mechanisms similar to those caused by longevity-promoting genes, potentially slowing aging. Nutrition bioactive compounds in plants, like green tea polyphenols, can influence epigenetic changes to reduce inflammation, cancer risk, and other issues. Toxicity-avoiding toxins like air pollution, pesticides, and endocrine disruptors may prevent negative epigenetic effects like increased disease risk. While epigenetic treatments are still being developed, individuals can potentially use lifestyle approaches to harness the power of epigenetics and improve their health, physical abilities, and mental acuity. Consistent application of these strategies may help turn on protective genes and turn off those that negatively impact well-being. Here are some ways epigenetics could potentially help someone become more successful in finance, sports, and academia. Finance. Reducing stress through lifestyle changes may lead to epigenetic modifications that improve cognitive flexibility, risk assessment, and decision-making. Learning new skills and strategies could trigger epigenetic changes that enhance financial acumen and analytical capabilities. Meditation may counteract harmful epigenetic effects of chronic stress, enabling better focus and strategic thinking. Sports. Tailored exercise programs could create advantageous epigenetic changes, improving endurance, strength, and motor skills. Nutritional supplementation may support epigenetic processes that increase muscle growth and oxygen utilization. Mastering relaxation techniques causes epigenetic changes that heighten focus and mental preparedness. Academia. Engaging in intellectually stimulating activities may induce epigenetic changes to boost learning capacity, memory, and problem-solving. Lifestyle habits that reduce inflammation could lead to epigenetic effects improving concentration, cognition, and neural plasticity. Minimizing academic stressors can prevent epigenetic changes that impair learning and academic performance. Healthy sleep patterns can promote an epigenetic profile that enhances alertness, attention, and knowledge retention. While still speculative, optimizing diet, exercise, stress reduction, and learning strategies could potentially activate advantageous epigenetic mechanisms and gene expression patterns to enhance success in finance, sports, and academia. More human studies are needed to confirm specific connections. But epigenetic research presents new possibilities for achievement. It is important to mention Dr. Bruce Lipton. He is a prominent cellular biologist who has made important contributions to the field of epigenetics. Here is a brief summary of his work and perspectives. Pioneering research. In the 1980s, Dr. Lipton conducted pioneering research on the cell membrane, showing that the membrane and its receptors play a key role in regulating gene expression and cell behavior. This laid the groundwork for understanding epigenetic mechanisms. Challenged central dogma. Dr. Lipton challenged the central dogma that genes alone control biology. His research demonstrated the significant role the environment plays in regulating genetic activity through epigenetic processes. Shift from genetic determinism. His work sparked a shift away from genetic determinism towards a new recognition of the power of the epigenome. He emphasized how perception of the environment influences gene expression. Mind-body connection. Dr. Lipton highlighted the science behind the mind-body connection. He showed how neural perception and conscious thoughts can alter gene activity via biochemical signaling cascades.